Hey folks, Pat D's here on Money Me. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. What am I doing? I'm recording this video at 10:30 at night here on September 14th, and the Dow falls again. I am going to kind of talk a little bit about, think about if we are in a correction or what I feel is going on as far as the market, and maybe about taking some precautionary measures. Let's talk a little bit about the NASDAQ was down 67.82, down about 0.5%. The Dow Jones was down 292 points, about 0.75%, and the S&P was down 25.68, a little bit more than 0.5% today. But that brings the 5 days that the market is dropping. So we've basically had something like 6 out of the last 7 trading days that the market has been down. So, and we've had a nice run. So I'm going to pull up some charts, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you can, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost nothing. Just a regular guy. I'm not a licensed broker or nothing. This is just for entertainment purposes. I guess that's the disclosure. But I do trade. I've been trading over 20 years. I do invest, and I enjoy talking about this stuff, and hope you enjoy it. And we're going to keep doing more videos about Money Me and talk about different subjects of making money and stuff. So stay tuned. September 14th, whoa, again, the market was down today. We had 4,828 decliners versus 1,968 advancers. See, we're going to start digging the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, and where I think there was a lot of money. If you notice here, let's look at the chart really for the last month. Yeah, 34,000. One month. The Dow Jones Industrial. This is the ETF. Apple and Disney lead the Dow Jones lower.
U.S. indices were trading lower Tuesday despite better than expected inflation data as stocks continue to sell off following August strength. The SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, NASDAQ, SPY, lost 0.54% to $447.17. The Invesco QQQ Trust Series 1, NASDAQ, QQQ, lost 0.28% to $375.26. The SPDR Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF Trust, NASDAQ, DIA, fell 0.81% to $346.47. Here are the day's winners and losers from the Dow Jones, according to data from Benzinga Pro. Microsoft Corporation, NASDAQ, MSFT, was the only gainer for the Dow Jones Tuesday. Caterpillar Inc., NYSE, CAT, Apple Inc., NASDAQ, AAPL, and Walt Disney County, NYSE, DIS, were among the top losers for the Dow Jones. Elsewhere on the street, Wynn Resorts Limited, NASDAQ, Wynn, is trading lower Tuesday amid reports of increased government oversight of casinos in Macau. Read more. With over 90% of Americans believing that pot should be legal for medical use and 60% supporting recreational use, it is fair to ask when or if the Biden administration will take action on the matter. Read more. AMC Entertainment Holdings, Inc., NYSE, AMC, continued the strong uptrend Benzinga called out on September 10th and flew through a resistance level at $48.52.
That was an interesting on the WEBULL app to do that. Let me pull up startcharts.com. I really want to look at and see where the next supports are at. as far as the Dow Industrial just broke the 50-day moving average actually 3 days ago. Not looking good. So next support is really down at the 329. So we could have another yeah, 329, 330. Whew. Yeah, we're getting another. Yeah, things are not looking good. Let me see if I can trading view. I'm gonna pull up trading view charts. Oh, Apple's been getting. All right, here's the Dow Jones, and let's see if we can. Yeah, the last 5 days. Look at that. Last 5 days, 35,200. Now we're down to 34,000. So 1 week, 1 month, we're down close to 3%. And you know, a typical correction is at least 10%. And the technicals are saying that we're basically at a sell point. So I wouldn't be investing any new money into the market. I would, if you're dollar cost averaging, it doesn't matter, but I wouldn't be throwing any new money in because we've come a long way. Let's keep that in mind. Year to date, back in January, we were down basically 29,000, 30,000. And we peaked out at August 16th at about 35,600. We had a little bit of a correction here from 30, but I mean that's only year to date. Let's go back a year. Yeah, when you get let's go back. Yeah, there was a correction. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why was this huge correction back in March? That's when COVID. Here we had peaked out at around 29,479 and had dropped all the way down into about 18,000. So since last March, we've pretty much doubled from the bottom. That's huge. But I could see us honestly probably getting down in the for sure in the 32,000 range. So S&P chart looks the same. NASDAQ chart looks the same. The NASDAQ is neutral. Still up for 1 month though, 1.6%, but year to date it's up 20%. The NASDAQ, the Dow Jones year to date is up 13%. 1 year from today, 12 months, is up 24%, and the NASDAQ actually is up 1 year 35%. The S&P, yeah, and that's basically up 18% this year with a almost 31% return. What I'm looking for now is 50-day, and I'm not quite sure how all these. That's the only thing about is understanding how all these, the 50-day, there's supports like 50-day, the 200-day, moving average, and things like that. But unemployment has dried up, and there's not as much money floating out there, and that really could be a headwind. And we've printed so much money in the past year that we really could be in. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see 10-15% correction. How soon? I don't know. Obviously, it'd be a guess, but I'd be very, very careful of high flying stocks. Let's look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's been hanging around the 750 range since pretty much February. But 1 year, man, when it took off from 388 to 900, and then look at that. I mean, correct. It always, it always goes up. Look at that. I mean, it took November to February, but what took basically three and a half months gave it back in 3 weeks. That's where you got to be really careful of when you get these corrections. There's certain stocks I still like, and they'll be fine, but I wouldn't add, again, any new money, large. If you own certain stocks, maybe you could average in as far as, I mean, there's stocks I like. As I mentioned on yesterday's video, I bought at&t. I like FUBU. There's different stocks that I'm still going to invest in for the long term, but there's going to be a lot of comparisons now that the economy's opened back up, that we're not getting the same growth that we had got, because when things were shut down. And I really see a lot of I'm really concerned with labor inflation, because a lot of places are offering bonuses and higher wages, even though minimum wage wasn't passed to get people to work. Okay, folks, so what I did real quick before I close out this video is I went on to CNBC.com, and I wanted to show you guys what the Dow 30 is. And there's so many platforms out there that you can to do your homework. If you're investing into a mutual fund or a 401k at your work, don't fret, don't worry about it, don't panic. When a video like mine comes out and talks about a correction, keep in mind I'm a trader, so I do those type of things. But as far as I do manage a couple 401k accounts for the family, and we don't worry about those. Yeah, we hate to look at the account and see it up 1,000, down 2,000, up, but that's part of long-term planning, is to keep adding money every month, and dollar cost average. But we could honestly, before we see our next support level drops probably another 2,000 points. But I wanted to, as you can see here, and I'll go it over real quick, the Dow 30 chart: American Express, Amgen, Apple, Boeing, Caterpillar, Cisco, Chevron, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, Honeywell, International Business, IBM, Intel, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, JP Morgan, McDonald's, 3M, Merck, Microsoft, Nike, Procter & Gamble, Travelers, United Healthcare, Salesforce.com, Verizon, Visa, Walgreens, Walmart, Walt Disney, and the Dow. Now, many of these companies, there's only 30 companies in here, but many people are really financial illiterate, that they couldn't even tell you what, probably, I bet you 1/3 of these companies do. Dig into what I like about even CNBC site is how you can click on the symbol there, AXP, and you can see what it's done, the news, the profile, what they do. You can look into the earnings, the options, ownership. So there's a lot of nice things that you can do with different, and I just showcase in CNBC site and what they do as far as that. We could as you could see, you can look at the chart. We can go year to date. So basically back in let's say January the 4th, it had a low of 116. It closed at 118, so we'll go by that. 118. It closed today at 60. That's a nice return, and that's what, approximately 30% roughly, without having a calculator in front of me. So we can go back. We can look at a 5-year chart. You can see here, obviously, when the market corrected, there was it was building up here. So American Express has been a good, and typically in the Dow they try to pick solid companies. I could tell you what every company does on here. Every company. There's not one company on here that I've never heard of. I could tell you exactly what they do. Obviously, we know what Walmart does. They're the largest retailer in the world. Well, maybe I say retailer. Meaning they have a physical location. Amazon might have passed them as far as retail sales, and I'm not quite sure. But you can pull up the Nasdaq 100 here. So you get 100 stocks. Now, do I know what every stock does in the Nasdaq 100? No. Sectors. See, basically every sector that they featured today, as far as was down. Consumer discipline, staples, energy, financial, health, industrials, materials, real estate, technology, communications, and utilities. Everyone was down, with energy actually being down 1.5%, and industrials. So surprisingly, stuff that they're looking to pass an infrastructure bill, $3.5 trillion, stuff that they're going to invest into the economy and to do infrastructure. Those should be the strongest and stuff, and they probably will be. But again, we'll go through a correction phase until we get probably things running again. But there's still going to be a lot of money being printed and stuff like that. But a lot of these mutual funds and companies that do trading, you don't make money unless you sell the stock. Yeah, the value of the account may go up, but there's people that control the big money, and they need to sometimes take a profit, and sometimes will correct stocks themselves to buy at lower prices, and or sometimes they shifting money around to different sectors and stuff like that. So I do hope you appreciate this video. I didn't want to get long and complicated about. Don't panic. I do think that we are in the middle of some sort of correction. Does that mean the next 2 weeks that we could go up again? Yeah, of course. You just never know. I mean, again, the big money makers and people that control Wall Street are always seem to be in charge of that. But I wouldn't add any big money or take any big risk. Or if you're looking at certain stocks, like if you're looking in the Dow, a lot of them have had a huge run. I mean, Home Depot, and let's highlight Home Depot here. Home Depot year to date, yeah, in January it was 266, 370 point move. I mean, that's a huge move. I mean, man, a lot of money was made. Had people not panicked, and that's the thing. What I'm saying is, don't panic. People who had picked it up in the 250 range back in March that's 2021. Let's go back. No, $160 last March of 2020. And basically you more than double your money in a little over a year. I mean, that's a tremendous return. That there was a lot of panic selling here to only back in March to really be higher come June. So you just can't panic. If you made a profit, don't be afraid to take. Don't be greedy. But I wouldn't add any new money. Or if you're going to take some profits, you're afraid of the correction, let the money sit there. And you get example like Home Depot, they're at 333. You get that pulling back to 280-ish, and you start nibbling at it. You start buying into it. There's going to be a lot of work going on. And once things, I think, get back to normal. So, again, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I am a small-time trader. I'm not a professional broker. I do appreciate the support. I like to talk to all things money, and this channel is called Money Me, and thank you.